Hey, is this Clark? Hey, Clark, it's Reese. The game's about to start here, this soccer game. I just don't seem to have the commentary audio coming through. I was wondering if, there's something I need to do to fix that? I mean, there's. On the stream, I'm still not hearing their audio. I noticed. Okay. Perfect. Sounds good, thanks. Bye. Yeah, I had messaged him just a second ago before I called you. I didn't hear from him either, so. Yeah. Yeah, there's one that's auxiliary, AUX. Do you want me to try that? Looks like it. I'll try it right now. I've got my headphones plugged in, so.
That was incredible. Early chance there for Suburban, so
I think he'll want that one back. And sometimes they say that the chances come too soon. You know, I think that was in the 5th or 10th minute. He probably would have taken that, but a good opportunity early on to test the keeper and got it on target at least.
I've been watching some of the games today online, and I must say, it's so great to see the players being so comfortable on the ball. Like, nobody panics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, always looking for the open space, always looking for feet.
Yep. Yeah, no, especially the Suburban team. You know, and not to overanalyze, but they do try to play that tiki-taka style of football, that possession football where they suck people in. But they have evolved a little bit. It seems like I've seen them at times playing.
Yeah, you could just see there that they're just dying to get the ball moving, and you know they didn't want to take a long kick there. They want to just keep the ball just moving. Feildians just around the pitch.
We're here at the 2023 Senior Nationals. I'm here, Marvin O'Kello, and to my left I got Anthony Abbott.
Thanks for inviting me along here, Marvin. I'm really excited. 3.5 minutes into the game here. Sorry that we're a little bit delayed getting the commentary going here, but it's been a solid start here from Suburban. They had a really good chance through Mo Jabbar that he probably would want to take again. What do you think?
Definitely. I think the chance came just a little too early, and they say sometimes for strikers you want those good chances after you've had a couple warm-up shots. But Mo's a good player, Mo Jabbar there, and I'm sure that won't be the last we'll be seeing of him.
Oh, lucky there from Corey Bent. It was a nice little turn. I must say we were kind of just talking before we came on there about the lack of depth in the Suburban bench. How much of a worry is that for Suburban, Marvin?
Definitely a worry. I mean, especially with the quick tournament happening here. I think 4 games in 5 days, and they have 1 rest day, and then going into the final or whatever happens after that. So it'll be really important that they avoid injuries, which luckily for them, they're a possession-based team. So they usually are the ones not doing the chasing, but making the other team chase. So
look there from Corey. If you asked him, he'd say it was a shot, but I'd say that was more of a cross.
I agree. But so Suburban is missing a few players due to some of the AUS schedule that's still happening. Smew and Dal are playing today, and they're missing left back Woody Bain. They're missing right back Colby Mercer.
Offside.
As we get an offside there. And then they're also missing Scott Firth, who used to play for the Wanderers as well, who usually anchors their midfield. So 3 big players that are missing today for Suburban. As the captain here for the Feildians, Bobby Gamba on the ball with his free kick. Good ball into the box there. Taken down by the number 10, Emmanuel Dolo, but he's unable to stay on his feet there.
He's definitely looked lively so far. He's been a great little outlet for them.
He's definitely honoring that number 10.
Suburban are so compact. You know, they kind of...
Yeah, they do a good job of that. They're compact when they're defending, but as soon as they get on the ball, you'll see that they really stretch the field.
Track back there from number 16, Alexander Nunes.
He's a big lad there and showing a good bit of pace there. As the number 10 there looks to get him behind hand here. Emmanuel Dolo. Oh! Just wide.
That was really close. That was a great run, great pass. There is quite a lot of Newfies here in the stands. There's quite a lot of supporters, quite a few Newfoundland flags swaying in the breeze here. So that was all Nova Scotians.
That was a great chance, though, honestly. And as we said, Suburban's going to have a lot of the ball, but it seems that the Feildians are okay with that, and they're going to be looking to counter quickly and get in behind that back line. And again, he'll want that one back, as Mo Jabbar, we said earlier on, and good chance to put his team on the board there. But
he's got quite a burst of pace, Dolo, hasn't he?
He does. And even though he's a smaller player, he's very shifty.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy game here for Suburban. As you said, Feildians seem quite comfortable just sitting back and soaking the pressure up and then waiting to hit them on the quick counter.
Yes, I think we'll be seeing a lot of the number 10, Emmanuel Dolo, here today, as the Feildians look to switch the play.
That's a hospital pass there.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he intended with that cross-field pass. It's a coach's nightmare.
Yeah, it's better just to kind of get that down the line rather than trying to play across like that, because you're just inviting these kind of this pressure onto your team. And just a pretty decent position here for Suburban. But once again, you saw them looking to take that quick ball. They just love to keep the ball moving, don't they?
They do. I mean, as every coach will tell you, the ball moves quicker than you, right? So if you can keep that ball moving, it'll tire the other team out. And much like the Cities and the Barças, it usually pays off in the second half when the other team has those tired legs. Great ball in there by Nacho, looking in the back post, looking for Looks like Ben Herringer there.
It's probably the first time the Suburban's being compared to Barcelona. So,
Hard not to with those kits, right?
I'm sure there's a few happy people in Fall River right now. So.
And I'm sure head coach Oliver Hewish will be pumped about that comparison as well. Even though I know he's a Spurs fan, nobody hates a Barca comparison. Good touch there from Will Warren, comes inside. Ben Herringer battling with the big number 16,
nice,
Alexander Nunes. Jack Kennedy with the ball into the box. Little flick from Nacho, gets a second chance at it. And Emmanuel Dolo on the ball. Does well with a few people around him, but eventually turns it over.
It was 5-on-1 there at one stage. I mean, he did so well to even do anything with that. That's a beautiful play, beautiful play.
Will Warren with the little nutmeg.
Great tackle there from Matt Davis.
A little late on the throwing himself to the ground there by Will Warren, but still wins the corner there. What do they call that in video games? He was lagging.
Yeah. I do enjoy that he's rocking a mustache, though. I've recently brought one on board myself, so I always knew I was a style icon, and this proves it. So
it's not even Movember yet. You guys are getting a head start, eh? Good cross from Nacho here. You're going to see some quality set pieces from him. Nacho puts in a great delivery either on target or putting into the box. So another player to watch out for here today.
That's amazing play. Well done.
That's Emmanuel Dolo, finds his teammate Fambula, who tries to return the favor. They're looking for a handball there. I didn't quite see it myself there.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced up onto his chest.
Luke Green with
that's not a good pass.
Yeah.
He's got lucky there.
I'm not even sure who he was looking for there. Maybe he's colorblind like I am. I don't know.
So you're basically just saying like black and white right now, or is that
Not quite how that works, but for me, it's I'm blue-green colorblind, so they're just kind of mixed up. You know, a good example for that is for me right now the sky's purple. Just to give you an example.
That's really weird.
Yeah. I actually found out when a coach of mine in Timbits asked me to go grab a blue jersey, and I came back with a green one, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And that's how I found out I was colorblind.
Wow. Love that.
Fun fact. We were also talking there before we were on air that it's great to be able to host tournaments like this here in Nova Scotia, having both the men's and women's hosting the nationals, and even being spoiled by having two teams thanks to a couple teams pulling out. So we were able to have two home teams, so both Western and Suburban are representing the province for the men's, and then UDFC and I believe it's Suburban for the women's as well.
Oh, well cut out there. Yeah, I mean, like it's such a boost for the city. You know, we were kind of mentioned there that like Halifax is fast becoming a destination for football here in Canada, and the sooner the better the stadium gets on board, gets online, that we can host even higher level tournaments. This is a big boost for Nova Scotia having this tournament here.
100%, and one big debate that's happening right now with the Wanderers pitching for a new permanent stadium at the city there is the whole grass versus turf debate. And as much as us soccer purists all love playing on grass, and if you asked all the players, I'm sure they'd prefer it as well. Turf with our climate just makes a lot more sense, and you're able to host a lot more events, not just games, but also concerts on turf and things like that. So, how do you feel about the turf?
Obviously, I host a podcast, and we had Derek on, and it was one of the topics that was brought up. I'm obviously a purist, and I love to see a grass field, but you're right, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if you want to make this a multi-purpose, multi-use facility, you can't have grass because it's so limited right now to what can be used on it. Like, I think that the Halifax Metro League had a game on it, the Wanderers grounds there a couple of weeks ago, which is crazy to think, but it is like a field that anybody can book, but it's just so limited because they need to keep the grass in tip-top shape. So I would feel that if they were, like when the turf is put on, it's going to be like, ooh. Really
Sorry to cut you off there, but great move there from the number 16, Alexander Nunes, who shifted onto his right foot and almost snuck it in the near post there by Will Vino. But no, you were saying, Anthony, that...
Yeah, like with the turf, I feel like it's going to be like the top of the range turf they're going to put on there. So I don't think it's going to be like a hatchet job where it's going to be terrible to play on. So yeah, I just think for the city, for what they want to, what the proposal is to build it for, we need to have a turf field. Grass doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, right now it can't be used for 6 months of the year, right? It's just sitting there idle because nobody can use this thing. So,
well, even hosting a tournament like this, if we had the Wanderers grounds and it was turf, they'd be able to host all these games back to back to back to back, versus if it was grass. You can't do that. You can't have games from 10 a.m. in the morning until 10 p.m. and
without a shadow of a doubt, like somebody will get hurt. But I mean, even how cool would it be like to have like a final being played at the Wanderers grounds? Like a little bit of a kind of a boost for a little bit of an incentive for somebody to play a final there, right? So
yeah.
Oh, that was well done by the defender there.
It was really well done. That's number 18, Thomas Osmond, cutting out the chance from Mo Jabber.
Watch that the whole way.
Will Warren gets it into Ben Herringer. Back to Jack Kennedy. Back to Will Warren. Tries to sneak it in behind for Nacho, but just unlucky.
That's a beautiful touch.
Unbelievable touch there from Famba Fambula. Him and Emmanuel Dolo look like the two standout players so far.
Gives it away in a bad area after doing that great work. So.
Luckily, his defenders are bailing him out. We're 15 minutes into the match here. It's still 0-0 between Suburban and the Feildians from Newfoundland in the 2023 National Championship.
Two really good teams here, Marvin. There's not afraid to move the ball around, play it into feet. Everybody just looks comfortable. It's been a lot of fun to watch so far.
Definitely. And as we were saying earlier, Newfoundland, you can never underrate them. They aren't known for soccer, but they do have 2 or 3 teams that really do play at a high level. And Holy Cross is the most known, but the Feildians here are putting on a good performance.
The more that this kind of level is like of players is seen on the national stage, the more chance there is of like a CPL team rocking up into St. John's or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's great to see this level of talent in Newfoundland. Like feels like another untapped resource for Canadian football.
Definitely.
Oh, great header by Luke Green there.
For anybody looking to stay up to date with the game, as Will Warren gets
really
a chance
nice.
here.
That's nice. Oh, great save there from Sam Hawko from
Will Warren. Great ball in behind, too, to find him there. Good weight. If anybody wants to stay up to date with the Challenge Trophy and the Jubilee Trophy here, on Twitter, the hashtag is the Toyota Nat Champs. That's Toyota Nat Champs, and coverage will come through the @Canada Soccer NC account.
It wasn't an easy one to control there for Alexander Nunes there. Nice. That was really unlucky.
Both teams grown into the game here as we're approaching the 20-minute mark. Both teams have had a chance. Mo Jabber with that early one put right into the goalie's hands, and then number 16 there, Alexander Nunes, also had a chance testing Will Vino, but just putting it wide of the near post.
And Dolo had a really good chance there too, that he just put wide the post there too. So.
Right, early on before that, and then Corey Bent had a couple warm-up shots as well on the goalie. I think it's only a matter of time before we see our first goal here, Anthony.
It definitely feels like it's coming.
Just looking across the field, it looks like Suburban has the height advantage, but once you get to the center backs of the Newfoundland team, they got some big boys there.
This wasn't a very good pass from Corey Bent there.
No.
That's a great tracking back there from
Cole Krause. Well done. Cole Stewart, sorry. Cole Stewart. I know too many Coles.
Oh, that's a really nice play. Oh, just took way too long there.
Yeah.
Just gave the defender the opportunity to get the tackle in there.
Oof. Well done. Wow. That's by Sam Hawko with a great save on the cross shot, whatever you want to call that.
We'll say that one was a cross.
He's done well so far with what he's been tested. I think 3 shots so far I've counted. One from O'Jabber and a couple from Corey Bent.
That's a really nice pass there. Great touch. Oh,
I'd like to see Will Warren simplify things a bit there. You know, once you get your touch, can you get the shot off or can you find a pass?
You could read him like a book there what he was going to do with the turn. So
exactly, and it wasn't really the right situation for a spin.
No.
He could have just used one of his teammates.
Okay.
But you like the confidence, you know. There's not a lot of players who have the confidence to try those things, and Will Warren's definitely one of those players who's full of confidence, and credit to him.
The thing is with Newfoundland counter-attacking with pace, you got to be really, really careful where you're losing the ball.
Definitely. We've seen a couple straight passes from Suburban in the middle of the pitch. They'll want to limit the number of those because they will definitely get stung by this Feildians team.
Back there.
Yeah. Good advantage by the ref.
Oh. Just careless again from Nunes. He's so fast. That was a great tracking back from Luke Green.
Will Warren's teammates telling him to protect the ball a bit more. He's kind of rushing his passes and doing a bit too much. He'll want to just string a few passes and get his teammates involved a bit more.
Nunes and Dolo have definitely been the standout players for Feildians so far.
100%. And we're sorry if we don't say a lot of the other names there. It's kind of hard to see the numbers as it gets a bit darker here on that Feildians team.
And they've put us in probably one of the worst positions in the area. we're sitting on the bleacher on the sideline, so
can't see everything. We'll do our best to get the right names there. As Famba Fambula there with nice couple moves, but couldn't get the cross into the box. But
again, just sloppy from Suburban.
Emmanuel Dolo slowing things down a bit. He's definitely a skiller.
Yep.
But as his teammates are saying, get the ball moving. You know.
There we go.
Oh, they're saying that the keeper got there first, and that's a foul on the attacker. Personally, I would have liked to see a no call there. I don't think either of them really had an advantage on that.
It definitely looked like a 50-50, didn't it?
Exactly. But the refs are usually taught to protect the goalies.
You know, it's the cliche, you know, the goalkeepers are a protected species, so, you know.
Endangered, even.
Well, they are for Suburban. They've only got one, so.
Exactly. We don't want to see Ollie Hewish coming off the bench. And I'm sure Will Vino will be the first to tell you.
Yeah, that's better from Will Warren.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd love it too, man. Yeah, 2 milk. Just steep tea with 2 milk.
Same. Steep tea 2 milk, please. Thanks, bro.
Everybody got to hear my tea order there, Marvin. I'm going to take my headset off. So anybody ever wants to buy tea, it's steep tea with 2 milk.
We'll be right at center field.
I'm the guy with no jacket.
Will Warren, again, as we talked about there with his confidence, he loves to dribble. He loves to take on players, and as much as some of his teammates are asking him to move the ball a bit quicker, you need those types of players on your team.
Oh, yeah. They just draw so many other players towards them and just create so much space when they're on those mazy runs.
And there's already a couple players who have fouled him a few times who are probably on the edge for a yellow. So
you can definitely see he's getting a little bit tetchy there in the middle. So, I think whoever fouls him next probably might see a card. So
definitely. Early on, we saw a bit of Corey Bent.
Corey Bent
tries to square it. Looks like that's Jack Kennedy there. Or no, it's Ben Herringer. Nacho looking for Ben Herringer again, but well cut out. Nacho resets things. Back
it's
to
a couple of times now that Feildians have been able to just cut out that final ball, like just at the last minute. Like they're
very well
really
organized.
good at watching these dangers.
Definitely, you can tell they're well organized and well coached too. Because
that was a soft one.
Yeah, I would like to see a no call there. It's no easy job being a ref, especially this week, with the controversy around the Liverpool and the Spurs game on the weekend.
No controversy whatsoever. It was definitely an offside goal.
In case you don't know, Anthony is a Spurs fan, so he'll never admit. But no, honestly though, it's an interesting time to be an official. Both at an amateur level. There's this issue with getting abuse from players, from coaches and whatnot, and then even at the highest level of the Premier League, they have tools like VAR, which were supposed to make things a lot easier and smoother, but we're starting to see that even having the technology doesn't solve all the problems.
Definitely not. I mean, it's definitely something. Oh, that's a great tackle there. Oh, definitely a foul there. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely coming. You could see. Slowing the move down there, but it's been mentioned in the CPL too, where fans are getting frustrated at the referees. But the game moves so fast, and it's very difficult. Obviously, you're paid and you're a professional referee, and you're supposed to be able to keep up with it. But if you don't have those tools, like they don't have in the CPL, it's very difficult, and you're kind of just hoping that your assistant referee is the one who's catching stuff for you when you miss it. But it's just they're just a bunch of people just trying to do a job, and they're human and they will make mistakes, unfortunately.
And everybody's a critic when you're a ref, and it's a thankless job.
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't do it.
I'm going to take my my reffing course next summer. So
you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think it's important that people who have played the game continue to ref because.
Wow.
In my opinion, that's a big part of the issue. Is there's a lot of refs who ref basketball and volleyball and other sports, and they're looking for more hours, and they take up soccer just for the paycheck,
Okay.
And I think that's a big part of why there's a lot of issues in the province, because the people who are involved in the game want to ref, but the ones who do are getting so much abuse that it's.
You just don't want to put yourself in that position.
Exactly.
Right? You're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for. The love of the game and to be involved. If you don't want to play anymore, or as you said, you've never played the game, you just want to be involved at some level.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the shortage of referees is definitely going to get worse and worse as time goes by until we try and root this problem out. And it's not just something in the last couple of years. It's been around for quite a while that kids watch professional footballers get in the face of referees and they think it's acceptable to do, and I think it's something that's going to have to start being brought up from grassroots. You look at rugby, for instance, how much respect the referees have in that game, and I think that's
because there's transparency.
Yeah.
Even while they're under review, you hear in the whole stadium what they're talking about, how they come to the final decision, and I'd like to see a bit more of transparency happen in football as well.
I mean, they basically have to drag that audio out of the Premier League team this week. So yeah, you're right. And being honest, once I heard it, like it didn't sound great, but at the same time though, like you can tell they're just humans and they just made a mistake. Like I mean, I've made mistakes at work.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunately just part of life, right? And they owned it, so.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I would have liked in the moment, once they realized that it was onside, to really have the ref go and look at it.
Stop the game, yeah.
You know, and stop the game. This is pretty serious, you know, because that could have changed the whole fate of the game. If Liverpool would have been up 1-0, maybe that second red card doesn't happen. You know, the whole game could have been different. But back to Halifax, Nova Scotia here for the Toyota National Championships. Still 0-0 between Suburban FC and the Feildians Athletic from Newfoundland.
We're almost a half an hour into the game here. We've had one yellow card and a handful of chances from both teams here. So.
Actually, one thought that I just had, as you mentioned, starting from a grassroots level. When I was younger, when I was 15, our Canada Games team was actually offered a weekend coaching course. So we were able to get our child, youth, and senior all in one weekend because they were trying to promote having more players and people who know the game stay involved in the game. I'd like to see something like that replicated even with reffing. To incentivize, whether it's a free, the course is covered for Canada Games or provincial athletes or whatever, but some sort of incentivization to actually allow players to want to ref.
So there was talk a few years ago, and it just seems to go in waves of issues with referees.
Mm-hmm.
And there was talk of having ex-players on advisory boards and stuff like that. You know, like you think like having ex-players like, oof.
Good luck there for Mo Jabber, and I
Corey
think
Bent wasn't sure whether to go for it or not.
Exactly, and
beautiful move there.
I think he thought he was going to go on net, but as they tell you, you got to gamble on that back post.
Yeah, you got to be there.
But again, as we said, Mo Jabber is one of the more dangerous players on this team, and they have another weapon on the bench, and Ian Greedy, who's going to come in. And I've had the pleasure of playing with Ian Greedy for a number of years, and he broke a number of goal-scoring records for CBU and an AUS. So very deep, deep players coming off the bench there for Suburban, and in case they need goals in the second half.
Those 3 players they have on the bench are pretty decent, huh?
100%. I think they'll wish they had more of them, but. Sometimes it's quality over quantity. Yeah.
Oh,
that's definitely a foul, and
it's getting a little bit scrappy in there, isn't it?
It definitely is, especially in the center of the park.
And I feel like this suits the Feildians a little bit more than Suburban. It's kind of breaking up their play, and they don't seem to be moving the ball as much as what they were in the first 10 minutes or so.
Definitely agree. The more time that passes with the game staying like this, the Feildians will definitely be the happier of the two teams.
Will Warren just trying to slow the game down, just calm things down a little bit. That was a really good ball there.
Really good ball. Corey Bent
is really dangerous. That's a beautiful pass. Oh, that's a fantastic
great shot,
save.
Better save.
What a save from Sam Hocko there. That was a beautiful move from Suburban. Great play by Corey Bent out there on the wing.
That's the play that we're used to seeing from Suburban. You know, they're stretch team side to side. They create those isolations 1v1 on the wings where Will Warren's really good on the right-hand side and Corey Bent's on the left-hand side. It's a bit more direct with his pace. Great cutback into Ben Heringer and a good shot.
Would you like to see Corey Bent see a bit more of the ball? It just doesn't seem to be finding its way out to him as much as what Will Warren is seeing of the ball.
Definitely. I would like to see them shift the ball side to side a bit more.
Oh, that's great play.
Well done there. Initially well done by Jack Kennedy to win the ball, and unfortunate with his touch that led to the foul there. The Newfoundland team asking, when is Suburban going to get their first yellow? Feildians looking for a long ball over the top there. Very direct team.
It's well watched there by it was Jack Kennedy, I think it was, wasn't it?
It was indeed. As we approach the 34th minute of play here, you can't tell, but Anthony Abbott is regretting his choice not to bring a jacket.
This tea can't come soon enough.
He's
so if you hear any chattering, tea chattering, it's from me. So
temperature's starting to drop a bit here as we're, what is it today, October 4th?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, when I was leaving work, I was like, I'm Irish, take blood and all that stuff, and yeah, it's not true whatsoever. I'm freezing.
Yeah, no, as somebody born in Kenya, I definitely know to dress warm for these days, and this field specifically, so you'll never catch me making that mistake. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. As the Feildians with a dangerous ball back. Corey Beckett's on the end of it. Got a chance to square it for Mo Jabber, who's waiting for it.
Oh, great
but the ball's just a little bit late to him. Well done, though, by Corey Bent to poach that back pass. His touch was just a bit too heavy to be able to shoot it after you rounded the keeper, but heads up play to try to look for Mo Jabber, and well defended.
That was a great chance there for Suburban. It's kind of Corey Bent's bread and butter, that kind of stuff. He's got pace to burn.
Pace and willingness to run.
I am trying to fit as many commentating cliches into this game as I can.
No, but the only thing I would have liked to see him do a little bit differently there with that chance is just take the first touch just a little bit closer to his body, so that the second touch could have just been a curl into the net there. But the chances are coming for both teams. I think it's only a matter of time before we see our first goal of the game here, as we're in the 35th minute, still 0-0. And just to be clear, there is no VAR here today.
No. That was some great play there by Ojibara. He's so good at holding the ball up and turning his man like that, and just creating that little bit of space for himself, and giving Suburban a corner here.
Yeah, he definitely plays like Lukaku in a lot of ways, and we called him Baby Shaq when I used to play with him because, as you can tell, he's a postman. He's good at holding players off, shielding, and spinning off of them. So
it's well cleared by the goalkeeper. He's just trying so hard to find that little
bit of room for the shot.
A little bit of space for the shot, but it was well defended.
First time ball into the box, looking for Luke Green, who stayed up there for this attack. It's so scrappy.
Scrappy in there for a second.
A little bit of juggling for both teams there. Suburban finally gets the ball on the ground again. And this is where I'd like to see them switch side to side a bit quicker to find Corey Bent.
Yep.
With that being said, Cole Seward is hiding a little bit there in the center midfield, not providing that option for the switch.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Keeper giving his defender a bit of work there to do with that pass out there.
Just making sure that he's staying warm. Another aspect of the turf versus grass conversation that I was actually talking with a friend last night who lives in BC, and they play all their games in grass because the climate there makes sense to have grass all year long. But it's the six studs equation. You know, a lot of people don't realize that when you play on grass, a lot of players wear the metal studs, the six studs. And a lot of times, you know, people who don't watch soccer will give players a hard time for seeming like they're diving and rolling around on the turf and stuff. But little do you know, getting kicked with a metal stud hurts.
It really hurts.
Like, especially if you're running as fast as some of these guys are, the Ronaldos, the Mbappes, and somebody just catches you even a little bit with that metal stud. You're feeling that.
Yep.
So another benefit for turf is no metal studs.
But it's also like just the speed at which the game is played when it's on. Like on grass, it's definitely a lot slower. So you know, and another great benefit for the Wanderers too is that, you know, like they're going to be like nearly every stadium is played on turf. So
consistency.
Like, you know, yeah, exactly right. I mean, like it's nice to come back and have that romantic idea of playing on grass, but
well done,
well
Jack.
defended, Jack.
Well done. No, you're absolutely right, because in year one, 2019, you remember we had Guti, who came from South America, and one of the things that he talked about a lot was the difficulties of training every day on turf. And then you have your, you know, match day -2, where you go and you train at the Wanderers grounds on grass, you play there, but then any away trip is turf, except for when you go to Calvary, Spruce Meadows, with a completely different type of grass.
And you kind of wonder, like, I mean, like whether a lot of muscle injuries are happening because you're switching up the type of surface you're playing on, you know, because you're going from one where your foot is sinking into it, where you're on turf, your foot is kind of sat on top of it, so it's definitely different aspect on your muscles.
And even the ball bounces much differently on turf. You know, it's not natural bounce where it sits a little bit. It's so unpredictable, and even more so on turf fields that have been there for a little bit, where there might be a little bit more rubber in one area, a little bit less. Like
it's almost like it's you're playing indoors. You know, you kind of get that weird bounce.
Yeah. Almost like you're playing with a basketball. But no, as much as we all love grass, you know, in Canada specifically, turf is just one of those things that we just have to accept is just the most sustainable, the most cost effective, you get the most use out of it. And for me, I won't be picky about how we get the stadium. If we get the stadium at the Wanderers grounds, and turf is the sacrifice.
If they stick a bit of concrete in there, I wouldn't care, as long as we have a stadium. So
sure, they'd be good.
It's just as a fan, you know, just as a person to see.
Good ball. Just unfortunately spinning out wide, but you were saying there as a fan.
Like you know, this weekend we had fans in from Hamilton. Like there was probably like 20 or 30 Forge fans to come in, and it's just, you know, it's kind of a little bit embarrassing that they're coming into a city and they're having to use porta potties, and there's like no facilities at the stadium, like proper facilities. It's just, you know, like Halifax deserves better, you know. Like
100%. These players deserve to have a team to look up to be able to play, go to support them, and not have to use porta potties and things like that, you know. Because even from an accessibility perspective, it makes things a lot tougher, you know. But we're in the 42nd minute of the match here, still 0-0, but it by no means has it been a boring game. There's been chances for both teams, and it seems
there's always looking for that ball in behind. I feel like they probably practiced that a million times in training. It's just the little lofted ball over the top and trying to use the forward's pace there to get in behind Suburban.
Definitely, and I have a feeling too. It's one of those games that once we get the first goal, the floodgates will open.
Yep.
You know, but we just got to get that first one.
Just a little bit of a stalemate right now. You know, they're kind of just.
Yeah, the game's really being played like 70% down this right-hand side, and as we mentioned, they'll want to get the ball over to Corey Bent on that side, who's a really dangerous player. And the few times they have, he's got chances to shoot, to cross. They set up Ben Heringer there.
No, just looking at Corey there, like, I mean, like, he definitely looks like he's a lot fitter than. It's probably the fittest I've seen him in quite a while. You know, I know he was carrying some injuries which didn't help, but he's looking fit and healthy. Here we go.
Nice backheel attempt there from Cole Seward. Eventually ends up at the foot of Nacho. Puts it just wide. But yeah, Corey Bent, I mean, any chance he's got a chance to run at his defender, he's done it, you know, and he'll just want a bit more service from his team on that left-hand side, because they do suck the team over and try to isolate him on that flank. But the second part of that is getting the ball to that flank.
Yeah. So Alexander Nunes is always looking to get forward.
Yeah, he's doing his best Corey Bent impersonation. Much like him, not getting a lot of service.
That's
Well
great
done by
play
Luke.
From, Luke Green.
I think it was the same situation with him with that early pass that he had into the no man's land in the middle of the field, but now he's gotten warmed up and
Oh, he's such a good player.
yeah.
You can see why the Wanderers like had him and still have him around the roster. You know, he's so comfortable on the ball and he reads the game so well.
Definitely, and he's doing really well with St. FX as well, who must be off this week or today at least, because Jack Kennedy also plays with them. Will Vino, I guess, just graduated, so I'm guessing that St. FX has an off day today. Otherwise, the bench would be even shorter. But the thing is, in previous years before COVID, AUS took a break for the Nationals. It's only since COVID happened that there is no break for AUS during the Toyota National Championships. And it's unfortunate because there's a lot of players that we're missing that would add a lot of quality to these games.
And as you said, I mean, like you know, like the CPL draft is a big part of the player's journey, and you're always going to kind of pick your university over this just because of that fact. Oh,
exactly.
They're coming together there in the box. Ref, not interested.
But I would like to see that return where they almost black out this week so that players can do both.
Yeah.
You know, because national championships representing your province,
huge, you know?
it's huge. For me as a young player, that was the epitome of what you look for.
So it's half-time. What were your thoughts on the first half there, Marv?
I thought it was good. Both teams had their chances. I can't give the edge really to either team because even though Suburban is having a bit more of the ball, the Feildians are happy to have them have more of the ball, and they've created a couple chances too. As you've said, they're over the top on the counterattack. The number 10 there, Emmanuel Dolo, with a really great chance. He put it just wide. So good first half of football. I think once we get the first goal, we'll see a few more come, but not a bad start. What do you think so far?
Oh, it's been really entertaining. It's like two football philosophies colliding, where you've got a team who just wants to sit back and counter-attack, and you've got another team who's just so comfortable just passing it around. It's going to be interesting when this first goal comes in to see what way the game kind of turns, because you feel if Feildians get that game first, they're just going to sit back and soak up pressure, and it's a lot of pressure then on Suburban to play through the lines. But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting second half to see how this goes.
Any prediction for who you think will get the first goal? Which team?
I feel like Suburban have created the better chances, so it looks more likely to be Suburban, but you just can't rule Feildians. I know it's a sit on the fence kind of an answer, but you know, like they've had some really good chances, like a couple of the passes that when they've actually been able to find a player in behind Suburban, like they've created some fantastic chances that way. But it's like, you know, it's Suburban are kind of they've kind of copped on an awful lot to what Feildians are trying to do, and they're covering those wings. But you know, I think Feildians would be happy to get away from this one with a draw, to be honest. But I think if they want to go for the win, they're going to have to maybe change it up just a little bit and not be so predictable, I guess. You know.
And the funny thing to me, I think Suburban could take a page out of their book and be a bit more direct sometimes, because you know, when you're used to having so much of the possession, if you can catch them asleep in the back over the top like they almost did with Corey Bent there, where he ran the goalie with the back pass, sometimes you just need to change it up.
And that's the thing, like so we're gonna have like so much pace up front that you know, like obviously like Mo Jabbar like will hold the ball up and he's able to spread it out to the wings, but you know, as you said, sometimes just change it up and just play the long pass, and you know, give those the fullbacks or the wing backs that bit of pressure to cover those kind of, because you get kind of comfortable where you're not expecting that ball to come over, and then suddenly you get a ball flying over your head to like probably the fastest man on the pitching court you've been. So
exactly, and then sometimes that what the effect is it actually opens up the center of the park for them to play that possession soccer that they're trying to do. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break here for the halftime 0-0 between Suburban FC representing Nova Scotia and the Feildians Athletic representing Newfoundland in the 2023 Toyota National Championships. Cold yet, bud? And we're back.
And we're back.
0-0 at halftime here between Suburban FC and the Feildians Athletic from Newfoundland, sorry. Looks like my co-commentator has lost his notes.
I do have a jacket though. Somebody rescued me.
Some good
I want to
chances.
give a special shout out to my sister Susan, who stayed up late in Dublin to listen to me talk nonsense about football. So.
Shout out, Susan. What's the time difference?
It's about 4 hours ahead, so it's 20 to 12 over there now.
Yeah, like just 11:30ish. Doesn't look like we have any subs. Looks like both teams are coming out as they started. We'll get to see a little bit more Corey Bent on this side in the second half. Hopefully they feed him the ball a bit more. And we're underway. Right off the bat, the Feildians looking for the number 16 there, Alexander Nunes, who did get a shot off in the first half and was just unlucky to put it just wide.
He was definitely one of their better players in that first half.
Yeah, him and the number 10 there, Emmanuel Dolo, were the two standout players. Dolo also put his chance just wide of the far post there.
Oh. It's a nice play out there.
Feildians with the strong start. They'll want to live in the Suburban half a bit more.
Oh, they just went straight for the juggler there from the kickoff. They didn't play it back. They just went straight attack Suburban. So
personally, I love that. I don't understand why you go backwards before you go forwards a lot of the time. Put the other team under pressure. Let's see if they make a mistake.
That's some great play there from Luke Green. That was a beautiful pass.
And a good one too with Ben Herringer and Baby Shack.
Oh,
getting a little bit of his own service. Thought that probably was a foul there.
Yep.
He got to the ball first, and the other guy just bodied him, but ref thought it was fair. Mo Jabber with a chance to get the ball in.
Ooh,
just a bit too high for Corey Bent there, but well done by Mo Jabber, proving he's not just a postman.
Well, he got taken out there, which you said looked like it was a foul, and then got up so quickly and was right in behind there. So,
and Mo Jabber's got a good change of pace for a big man. I really do think he's a smaller version of Lukaku. Former Lukaku, like 2021 and before, not current Lukaku. Belgium Lukaku, we'll say.
Yeah. It's well defended. That's kind of what we were just talking about there, like a rush pass. You know, like there was nobody in there, and like you just give them the ball back to Suburban. Thomas Osmond holding his hand there a little bit after that challenge with Mo Jabbar.
Which one was that there?
It's number 18 for Feildians. He's kind of looks like he's in a bit of discomfort there, whether he's caught his finger or something.
Yeah, it looks like a finger or thumb or something there. And honestly, when it's cold, you feel those things even more.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would not want to get it in the midsection today.
That did not sound nice.
No, there's no numbing effect that the cold brings with this.
There we go. That's the pass we're talking about, Marvin.
Exactly.
That's it.
And Mo Jabber doing a good job of staying away to create the 1v1. Can he find him? Unlucky, but that's what we want to see more of. One-on-ones and Corey Bent, chance to run at his defenders, and he can go down the line and cross it, but he's also very good at cutting in on his right foot and getting the shot or cross off, so good start there.
It's just great to see Corey like enjoying his football and attacking players. I felt sometimes with the Wanderers he didn't just see him himself. He didn't see him like CBU Corey Bent.
Yeah.
Oof.
No, he's definitely one of those players that when he's confident, he's at his best. And when he's fit too, because his game is so dynamic and it's really about a change of pace.
That's a nice throw. I must say I've been really impressed with
their keeper.
Yeah, Sam Hawko.
Yeah, he's doing well.
It's a really nice throw out there.
And he's a good shot stopper too, as well. That one save on Ben Herringer after the cutback from Corey Bent. He's a good keeper. Both keepers doing a great job so far. Even Will Vino with a couple saves.
Some quick feet there from Corey Bent. Well played from Suburban to get themselves out of a little bit of jam there in the corner.
Yeah, they're very good. Everyone's taught to be technically on point so that they can kind of wriggle out of those tight spaces. Much like what team there in Europe does a
What's that?
is it Barca that does that?
He's done it again. You just want to see a switch of play from Suburban here. Just been dragged into like playing it down the same side all the time.
Yeah, both teams are actually guilty of that. They're not switching play enough, and
Suburban
a good chance there.
That's
if the ball was better there, that could have really been a good chance for them to get punished. But
this is the danger for Suburban sometimes, like when you're trying to pass the ball around sometimes and you just play yourself into trouble.
And honestly, I'll say they're missing two of their players who are really important in this system. Scott Firth, who does a great job kind of shifting the ball side to side and doesn't mind playing with the man on his back, and the other guy, Charlie Waters.
Yeah.
There we go. They're starting to switch play a bit more. Will Warren carries it forward, has a man on his right, can probably release it, doesn't release it.
You gotta let it go there. That was it. It was a great little open there for Suburban, and just took a touch too many there.
Yeah, I'd like to see both teams move the ball just a bit quicker and find that extra man.
Oh, great save again. Beautiful play there from Ben Herringer, and a fantastic play from Sam Hawko to get that one away.
2 shots from Ben Herringer, 2 saves from Sam Hawko. I keep saying it, but I do think it's only a matter of time before we see a goal here, especially with the temperature dropping off and the Feildians having a lot of defending to do. I think we'll start to see some fatigue.
Yep.
And on the other side too, I mean, Suburban's only 1 mistake away from conceding, so
you kind of worry for Suburban coming towards the end of the game here. It's still 0-0, just with the tired legs, with the lack of depth on the bench. If you're asking guys to play, a lot of guys to play the full 90 minutes here in a physical game.
Definitely. That's a big part of the modern game is physicality, and we're all taught about technical ability, and that'll always be a thing, but in the modern game, especially in North America.
It's fantastic play again. It's
cross just too heavy there for Corey Bent, but well done by Mo Jabber. Corey Bent puts it into a dangerous area for Cole Seward, but has mentioned a few times that Sam Hawko with a great bit of goalkeeping.
A few times that Mojo Bar has been able to get to the byline there and just playing a beautiful ball to the back post, but it's just just that tiny little bit too high each time for Corey Bent. Oh, that's come on, Corey Bent.
Oh, right at the keeper.
He has to do better there. I'm sorry, but
100%.
The whole right hand side of the goal there was open, and he played it right to the goalkeeper. He should have done better there.
Again, his first touch let him down. He didn't quite get it out of his feet as far as he would have wanted to be able to get that back lift. But a player of his quality really should be testing the keeper there, and trying to go either left or right of him. There's still time though. We're only in the 54th minute.
Oh,
still 0-0.
So dangerous. The ball. That's a fantastic tackle.
It is a great bit of footwork.
Again, I think that blocked that one.
That's a good look for him there. His teammate was expecting it to feet, but the number 10, Emmanuel Dolo, very skillful player, low center of gravity, very shifty, both left and right foot. Player to watch out for.
Oh, that's a beautiful take.
And a great ball, too.
Beautiful play there from Ben Herringer again. He's that touch was spectacular.
Spectacular, immaculate.
Yeah.
You name it.
Quickly look up at the thesaurus and just add some words in there.
See, yeah, we'll try to get it another 20 buzzwords in by the end of the game. Don't worry, I'm keeping track on the paper, the ones we've used, so we don't use the same ones again.
Another quick little breakaway there again for Feildians.
They'll be happy with how this match has gone so far.
Yeah,
They've
definitely
had 3 really good chances, and as the game goes on, it seems like they're actually the ones getting more a grip of the game, and Suburban is on the back foot. But the first game is always, there's a lot of nerves going on. As we mentioned, there's a few players missing for Suburban because of the AUS schedule. So both teams will be happy with getting through this with a draw and try to build on that. With that being said, if one of them can get the win, it'll be a big boost to their chances of going far in this competition.
It's always important in kind of knockout tournaments where you don't lose that first game.
Exactly.
It's another commentator cliche there for you, Marvin. I've got like a little bingo card.
As the number 96 Kalen Park tries to find Ben Herringer in the middle of the park there.
Another handball there, that looked like.
Cole Stewart, good bit of skill, gets around. Unfortunately gives it away. They're looking for the number 10 again, Emmanuel Dolo, who does a great job keeping it in.
Oh, that's...
But ball just goes out of bounds. Good change of pace there again, though, from the number 10.
No, he's just that type of player that you just play into the space and you just expect them to get it. It's a midfielder's dream.
100%. And
that's a
good ball from Ojabber. Good first touch.
Oh.
Shoulder to shoulder. I think that's a fair call there from the ref.
Proper football there, Marvin. Shoulder to shoulder.
There is contact in the game. Not every bit of contact is a foul, and that would be a very harsh foul to give there in that situation. Good call there from Corey Bent to say this is my ball. Looking for Mo Jabber on the back post, but just heavy. Great ball over the top from the keeper. Looking for Dolo with a good touch. Back heel back to his strike partner.
It's well defended again from Suburban.
This keeper is incredible from the Feildians here.
as we said, like Newfoundland's a bit of a unknown quantity, and you know they've got some really good players here.
Yeah, we have them to thank for good old Daniel Nimick of the Halifax Wanderers. Has a really good chance of being, you know, Defender of the Year with the way he's played this season. Wouldn't you think, Anthony?
Oh, he's fantastic. You know, I think it was Wanderers Notebook had a little insider scoop there about that there's certain teams watching him and stuff like that. Like this is what the CPL is all about, is giving people that opportunity to showcase what they're all about. And because like so many people fall through the cracks, and Dan Nimick is an example of that. And you know, if obviously Wanderers fans would be sad to see him go, but it would be fantastic to see him go to that next level.
Definitely, and I'd love even to see some of these guys, you know, on this field. The guys like the Jack Kennedys, and you know, Corey Bent had his shot, and who knows, maybe he's able to get back there one day. But it's just an exciting time to be a footy fan here in Halifax and in Canada, especially ahead of the 2026 World Cup.
And that's why like these tournaments here are so important. You know, it's like it's a showcase for guys who, you know, who probably don't get the national stage for a lot of the times. And you know, as you said, like I'm sure there's scouts here from a lot of CPL teams, and you know they must be impressed with some of the talent they've seen here so far.
Definitely, the quality's there, and as much as it's a developmental league, every team does need some fillers of experience. And even with the whole salary cap restrictions and stuff, there's always going to be local guys who get a chance. So I'm definitely jealous. I wish this was here when, you know, I was 15, 16, 17, but better late than never, as they say.
Yeah, well, you know, like you're a big part of it, though. You know, I mean, you've been from day one. You've been around, and you know, everybody kind of knows you and stuff like that. So I mean, it's nice that you've got to be part of the growth of the club, the league. You know, it's
Sure, as you know, I love the game, so you know I'll do anything to further the knowledge of the game. And you know, my big thing is youth, getting the youth involved, and you know that's the next chapter of my life, is getting involved in coaching and passing on everything that I've learned as I get ready to hang up the boots. As I've told Anthony, I still got a few years left in my belt playing in this Prem division, but. No, it's definitely important that, you know, people who have played the game for a while stay involved in some capacity, whether it's coaching, whether it's reffing, whether it's volunteering. And Will Warren almost just shut us up with the thumper.
Yeah, keeper was panicking a little bit there, but yeah, man, it's as you said, like it is true that you need to have people like yourself who are willing to dedicate their time, and that's what. You know, it's a big part of it. Like, I mean, you're giving up your time to give other people a chance, right? So
exactly, and it's been great having yourself too. You know, as another person who's really putting a lot of eyes and ears on the game through your podcast, and you know your work with Gary Griffiths, and it's just great to see and meet more people who support the game. You know, there's so many people I've met in the last 5 years since the CPL became a thing, and even in terms of the youth, you know, the 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds who are getting a chance with the U18s and the U20, U21s, it's a good time to be a soccer fan. Great shot there.
Great move there from Feildians, and well caught there from Will Vino.
Yeah, that was number 13, Matt Davis, with the strike. It was a bit too direct at the goalie. If he'd gone a bit more left or a bit more right, it would have tested him, but good connection on the strike at least. Baby Shaq looks for the spin.
He's a defender's nightmare. It really,
it
is, and it's the same with you know, we've mentioned Dolo quite a few times here, but he's just the same, and it's just a defender's nightmare when it's two different type of players, but they both bring so much to the game. That's a great
ball. I mean, the Feildians were hoping that the ball was going to be kicked out because they got a player with a cramp, but that's up to the ref. But the Suburban going with a bit of fair play and eventually deciding to kick it out. It looks like he's actually asking for a sub right away here, so it's not just a cramp.
Like we're 64 minutes in here.
We did say it that there was going to be, tired legs and fatigue and things. So
I mean, you add in all the travel too. Like it's not, it's all going to add up. So
yeah, and it's hard playing too because it's 6:30 when they kicked off. It was probably 18 degrees, and it's probably 8 degrees at this point. So I know that would cause me some issues. Maybe not 8 degrees, but it's definitely dropped to, at least 10 degrees since 6:30. Is that number 13?
Yeah, it's Matt Davis.
Yeah, the one who just had the shot a few moments earlier, though. It seems like it's not too serious because he's able to walk off on his own accord.
As you said, it just looked like a touch of cramp, but I mean, you're 65 minutes into a game here. It's
and lots of games coming up too, so it's probably better to just go off. And
he's actually gone off. Yeah, that's a wise decision. As you said, we've got 4 games in
5 days, and then if you make it to playoffs, you got another one. So could end up with 5 games in 6 days. Not easy by any means.
That's a lot.
It's like a CPL type of schedule. Minus the travel.
Yeah, it was May like 3 months ago. No, he's turning 12 in May.
Yeah, that's next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's 11 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
What you were saying?
As somebody who were you born in Ireland, Anthony?
Yep.
What have you seen since moving here to Canada in terms of the growth of the game? In terms of how many people are participating, how many people you see at pubs, how many what have you seen change in the game since you've been here?
Well, when I moved here first, trying to watch a game anywhere was impossible. It's you basically had to ring around to every pub and hope that they would have a subscription, or it used to be on TSN, they put the game on for you. And just obviously the buzz around the national team really helped because we knew we had generational people like Alphonso Davies coming through and Jonathan David and things like that. But then once the CPL started, I feel like sometimes they don't realise the impact that it's actually had on a city like Halifax, where nobody really knew. There's so many people that I've met that didn't care for the game. It was just a game that they played in Europe, and it's just going to games now. We're seeing supporters groups pop up for Premier League teams, and also we have the Wanderers fans groups here too. But just going to a pub and just watching a packed for a Premier League game, it's just little things like that. It just makes you feel a bit closer to home, obviously. But it's just the buzz around the game. I brought a friend to his first Wanderers game last weekend, and just seeing how excited he was about the atmosphere and the quality of football and stuff like that. So it's these last 5-6 years have just been incredible. The turnaround from a game that nobody here really cared about, because hockey is the big game.
Yeah,
it's a great break.
Good chance here for the field. Heavy touch.
Well defended.
Very heavy touch there by, is that the number 9, Daniel Courage.
He's just came on, so maybe he's just a little bit trying to get up to speed with the game. But yeah, I definitely think it's without the CPL, the game wouldn't be where it is. And obviously the buzz around the World Cup it's going to be like fever pitch. You've seen, and you also got to look at the women's game too. Women's soccer here was obviously much bigger than what men's was due to the bronze medal in 2012, and you can't forget what they've done for the game here in Canada too. It's just all around. It's just been phenomenal growth, and it's a game I've loved since I was a kid, and to see it take off here, it's just been amazing.
No, I completely agree. I grew up in Kenya where soccer is also huge.
Yeah.
And that's even one of the first points that I'll point out. It was a transition calling it soccer, and I still have those debates every now and then with when you're talking to friends back home or across the pond, and they're like, "What do you mean soccer?" So you kind of learn to just kind of accept it here because it's the norm. But the one thing that I've really enjoyed is just seeing what the average knowledge is of a fan. 5-6 years, people just knew who Man United were, who Real Madrid, who Barca were, but now you can even talk to a fan who's just been a fan for a year or two, and they know more about not just CPL teams, but they know about the leagues in Europe. They know they have an opinion. you know. And to me, that's really important in growing the game. Is just bringing up the knowledge of the average fan, you know. And it's something we talked about even on when we did the podcast there with Down the Pub about the responsibility that fans have to play in supporting a team.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that's the next step that we need to get to, is having fans who know that, you know, when a team's down, we have to get louder, we have to support the team, or, you know, when we're up 1-0 and what's his name, Ryan, the player last year when we had that game against Calvary, and the crowd is asking him to score instead of going to the corner and keep the 1-0 win, right? So things like that are the next evolution that hopefully having things like the World Cup here in 2026 and the CPL will continue to allow the people to learn and know that, you know, fans do have a part to play.
And that's the thing. I mean, like, people are actually going out to learn tactics, learning to learn the lingo and all that kind of stuff, and it just amazes you, you know, like you hear conversations now where people are actually like, they've got an in-depth knowledge of the game because they're actually going out of the way to learn it, and that's the beauty of football. It's like there's a reason why it's called the world's game, because it's not that expensive to get involved with, you know, like, and it's just it's universal language. You know?
Yeah. I grew up playing in Kenya with a ball made out of plastic bags that were tied together with an elastic. You know, that's all you need. You see in Brazil in the favelas, they're playing with cans, they're playing a water bottle. It doesn't matter what it is, you know. And it's great to see that football fever is caught fire in North America, and Messi coming obviously to the MLS has been another catalyst for, you know. So it's a good time, like I said, to be a footy fan. And great ball over the top there. Just a heavy touch from Will Warren.
Very difficult skill to try and take that down there, but it's kind of...
And he's got it in his locker, I will say. But good ball over the top from his teammate there, Kalen Park. That's where could have used Baby Shock with the shielding. Will Warren could take a page out of his book.
Yeah, you know, you kind of just want to hear like a shout from somebody just to let them know that somebody in behind them, you know. It's
yes and no. You know, once you get to this level, you gotta take that shoulder check yourself, right? It's the difference between a good player and a great player.
Game's a bit of a stalemate right now. It's kind of just, you just hope it's not going to get into one of those kind of tetchy affairs, you know. So we're about 70, in the 72nd minute here, and yet to see a goal.
I wonder if we'll see, like I said, that guy Ian Greedy looks like he's standing up there, because he definitely has the skill to unlock a game here, especially with the Feildians starting to get a bit tired. Great cutback. That's a Belize Malema there, who with the sharp turn and winning the corner for his team. I didn't see who he took off. Maybe he was just on the other side of the field the whole first half. We didn't see him. Oh, dangerous ball. Feildians the chance to counter.
Needed better connection there.
See if Will can have a better touch here. Just too heavy again. Well done by Corey Bent. Eventually a foul against Suburban, but I think there was one against the Feildians initially that Corey Bent's asking for. But good battle there between him and the number 27, Augustine Oporo.
It's definitely just getting a little bit scrappy now, isn't it, Marv?
Definitely, and looks like my old teammate there, Ian Greedy, is getting warmed up. He's due for an appearance. This game could definitely use a couple changes just to spark something.
Ooh, offside there.
Another good chance for the number 10, Emmanuel Dolo, who's looking the most likely to score for the Feildians. What position do you play, Anthony?
Me? I usually play in defence, but since I started putting the spare tires around my waist, I just run around and try my best. So
Fair enough. If you could play in any position, if you had your your best fitness and you could choose all your attributes, what position would you want to play?
I used to play central defence, but I've got a height disadvantage, which doesn't help in yours. So probably like a fullback maybe.
No, but I mean, let's say you're not yourself. Like you could just be any position on the field, have your perfect build.
Oh, it would have to be centre forward.
Center forward.
Oh yeah, like
Glory for the goals and.
Oh yeah, like that's a great clearance. Just the original Ronaldo. That's my idea of like the perfect striker.
Okay. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players for sure. What could have been if without all those knee surgeries.
So
another good chance there from Mo Jabbers. He's looking to get turned, but looking a frustrated figure so far in the second half. He's not getting quite as much service as he did in the first half.
He's
Looks like they've switched Corey Bent's position as well. He's gone central, almost as a short striker, and Mo Jabber is a long striker. And then we've got Will Warren on this wing, and then looks like the number 10, Blaze Malema on the right-hand side there. So some tactical changes from Suburban.
There we go. That's nice. It was well defended there.
I think Ollie probably heard us in the first half there. He needs to get Corey Bent more involved, so moving him in the middle of the park. Doesn't look that the Feildians have changed anything at all. Looks like they're going with what's worked for them so far.
There's only been one change on both teams, which has been surprising.
Very, especially given how many games are coming up.
Yeah.
But a lot of coaches have that mentality: if it's not broken, don't fix it, and let's just see how we can, get some minutes under the belt for everybody, get those nerves out, and maybe freshen things up for the next game.
But I definitely think this is suiting Feildians way more than Suburban. They've kind of like just taken the zip and this sting. Do you think it's tiredness starting to creep in now for Suburban with the lack of subs?
Definitely, and as much as they've had the more of the ball, they're having to be a bit more direct because the Feildians are doing such a great job of having a low block there to sniff out any chance they get going forward. Right on cue. Well done by the defender again.
Really well defended, but like the burst of pace there from Corey just to kind of even make that little bit of danger is great.
Got about 15 minutes left. It's a 0-0 between Suburban FC and Feildians Athletic out of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh, that was a great header. It's the worst feeling when you're a footballer and you can see the ball coming towards your head and you're just about to get, like, you can see the glory in your eyes and somebody just flicks it off your head like that.
It is the worst feeling, especially as a center forward, which, if you missed it, is Anthony's dream position. He wants the glory of the goals. Mine is the 10. I absolutely love the 10 position. You get, your freedom to roam. You get to create, assist, score. That, for me, is my favorite position. Grew up watching the likes of the Ronaldinhos and Nacho Sanchez on the ball.
That's a fantastic ball.
stuck in the
Kalen Park back to Nacho Sanchez. Will Warren tries to find him back, but unable to. Ben Herringer.
It's been 1 month.
Oh, that hurt.
I think you would call that an unorthodox header.
Definitely not the way he planned it with that touch off the. I don't know if that was face, neck.
I think it was nose, man. I think that's his eyes are probably watering after that one.
Who's that? That's I thought I saw him wearing 70, but it is. Pretty sure that's Alex Taylor, even though we got number 5 on the game sheet here. I'm pretty certain that's Alex Taylor who took that off his neck.
Ooh.
I think the ref played an advantage there.
That's
Oh.
really nice play.
Alex Taylor still feeling the effects of that.
I know.
Well, it's hard sometimes, especially with the lights. So the floodlights would get completely in your face. So as that ball's dropping out of the sky, it's hard to keep an eye on where it is.
I'm sure you've played here plenty of times. It is kind of like blinding. You can lose the ball very easily in the lights here.
Definitely. Because Alex is a very, very skilled player and actually played in the first ever game at the Wanderers grounds with the Wanderers Selects with Jacob Schaffelberg and the boys. So really Alex
cool.
Taylor, one of the original Wanderers.
So Will Warren's coming off.
Yep. Looks like he.
I think it's
Ian Greedy coming on for him.
I think that's all 3 now from Suburban. I think they've used them all because I'm pretty sure I saw Lucky Sylvester there too.
Okay. Ian Greedy is the definition of direct. He's probably the most appropriately named striker you'll ever meet. And
I love it.
He'll look to just get shots on target. It's as simple as that. He's 2-footed, right foot, left foot. He's not shy with either one, and he can hit a ball about as good as anybody I've seen.
After like 3, and then it gets like 15. I forgot my one. One time it locked me out.
Also another one that was involved in that open trials in year 1. He made the final 4 cuts, along with Sam Karklins and Jonathan Hammond. Good, well done by Corey Bent. As we mentioned, when Corey is fit, this is when you see the best out of him. Corey unhappy that the foul was called because he just ran about 50 yards after that very impressive tackle, but I think the ref's just stopping the play for an injury here. But really well done there by Corey Bent.
I think that was the definition of a crunching tackle, but it was really well timed, and
you don't see that much from forwards or wingers.
To get up that quickly and chase after like that was very impressive, and you can tell why Corey's a little bit upset about this being brought back here because he just fully ran 50 yards and they got dragged back. So
it looks like it's the number 11 there, Simon Pope, who's down. So and he's asking for the sub. So that's a second injury sub for the Feildians. We talked about it in the first half that as the game goes on, there's more potential for injuries, and
he doesn't look right here. It looks very uncomfortable.
And it was a good tackle. It was just a strong tackle. So unfortunate to be on the other end of that. Usually in these moments you see the coaches pull the players over to talk some tactics, and I think you'll see that now. Maybe he gave some instructions to the captain, and Suburban players are walking over.
This, it's, hopefully it's just like a kind of an impact injury where, like, just kind of after a couple of minutes he won't be feeling. Looks like he's kind of able to walk a little bit now. So
yeah, hopefully once he's back in a warm hotel, he'll he'll be good to go.
Little does he know that they've actually just like booked a camping ground.
I guess you never
Hotels
know.
are really expensive in Halifax.
They
so.
are. Could be Airbnb-ing it. You know. Now, a lot of the times they'll have a rate that's organized by one of the hotels through Canada Soccer. So I imagine something like the Future Inn or something that's around the corner, probably.
So drop ball to get us back underway here. And some Spartan play there from Suburban to give it back to Feildians. Oh, this looks promising. So, corner here for Feildians. Keeper lost the flight of that one. Keeper lost it again. Oh, total air.
Wow, the Feildians getting really close to taking all 3 points here.
So a couple of hairy moments there for Will Vino, but
as Ingreedy looks for Corey Bent, who's
that's it.
just unable to keep his foot. I don't know what Mo Jabber's putting his hands for there. There's
Yeah.
not a prayer at all of being a foul. Just lost his footing.
Yep, big time. But I'm not too sure who that was for Feildians who kicked that thin air there, but I'm sure they want that back again.
But some good chances, though.
Yeah.
Showing that even though they've had a couple subs come in, the quality has not dropped off by any means. If anything, the subs have made a bigger impact since coming on. Good strength there from Ian Greedy. Tries to get the cross into Mo Jabber, but just a bit high. Good battle here between Kalen and... Again, I'd like to see the ref not call that there. There really wasn't too much in it. It's a good no-call situation.
They kind of like bowed at it, really, weren't they?
Exactly. No one really had an advantage or, fouled the other. Great touch out of the air.
That was really nicely done. Oh.
Great first touch. Can he? Oh,
Nobody
just
there.
A bit too high.
Nobody there.
I'd like to see him put that across the ground, and the defender could put that into their own net. But really good change of pace and good idea across the face of goal.
Just felt like he didn't lift his head up to see what was there.
Yeah, exactly. Just put it into an area.
Yeah.
That's our second yellow card of the game, both for the Feildians, and that's number 21.
Josh Power.
I think that's an accumulation foul, accumulation card there. He's had a few niggling tackles. There's another cliche.
No, I just need a center square now. It's a game of two halves. There we go. We got it.
Mission accomplished. Oh, that's a great ball. As mentioned earlier, Nacho Sanchez has a great delivery. And a number of different techniques too. He can curl it in, he can lace it, showing his technical ability. As Kalen Park swings it in with his left foot into a danger area.
You feel Suburban are just definitely just changing their tactics a little bit now, and not playing the
tiki-taka stuff.
Football. They kind of want to get it in there, but like they're leaving themselves so exposed here at the back.
Completely. Agustino Porro with a chance to fire it in, and
It was a
Unlucky.
wasted opportunity. Like, he should have done a little bit better with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought he could have gone in a bit further and drawn out somebody.
Oh,
No jabber.
Mo Jabber, aka Baby Shark, just a bit too aggressive there. Nickname never gets old. Not to me, at least.
oh, I love it. Keep it going.
Feildians looking
Luke Green has
for,
been so solid back there.
yeah, they're looking for the number 12 on that long ball there, Cheerly Lama, but it was well cut out. Now that the lights are on, it's actually making it a bit easier to see some of those numbers for for the Newfoundland team.
Coming into stoppage time here.
Oh, chance for, oh my goodness. Really good chance for the Feildians to take all 3 points before number 16, Alexander Nunes, hits a field goal.
You had the people in the dog park in the back there. Somebody needs to give them a heads up on what's happening there. But that was a really good attack, and I'm so unlucky. It was the right thing to do to play it back there when you get to the byline. But
Yeah, just behind.
agonizingly close to the first goal there.
Yeah, as you kind of stated a second ago there earlier, it would have been great to see him just kind of pick his head up and try to pick that pass onto his foot a bit more instead of just putting it into an area.
It's a nice play there by number 12.
Thierry Lamont
Yeah.
did well to spin and try to combine with his teammate, but unable to find something in the end. We don't know how much extra time there is,
They do have a board over there. I'm surprised they didn't put it up,
but we are on extra time at this point. Still 0-0. As we're hearing a couple fans here say, I think both teams will be happy just to get away with the point here and not lose. And
I would actually think that Suburban would be the happier here because of the
chances.
Well, we've kind of mentioned it a few times, but when you've got like such a shallow bench like that, it's we're asking a lot of everybody to keep that type of play up for 90 minutes. So
definitely. No, I mean, and they'll be happy with a few guys coming back, like those SMU players that we mentioned that are out of the lineup, and can't remember off the top of my head if they have any Dow players as well. But once they get to full strength, Suburban will want to look to build on this result as long as they don't concede here in this last minute or so. And on the field inside of things, a really impressive performance, to be honest. I think they've had the better chances in the match and had a bit more quality in front of goal. They could have taken all 3 points in this one.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Like in this second half, they've created the much better chances.
Great bit of skill again from number 10, Emmanuel Dolo. Another player who doesn't lack confidence, like Will Warren on Suburban there.
That's it. Not a very good cross at all.
No,
So-
and Will Vino with his 6'5" frame and
Yeah.
wingspan of like 7 foot. Not going to get that one past him.
It's just you can just tell Suburban just want this to be over at this point. Like it was kind of a tired throw out there from Vino, and it's
Definitely.
they're kind of hanging on here a little bit.
Definitely. With that being said, there's still a chance for Suburban to take it all. As they look for Baby Shack.
Now, if you're Ollie Hewish here, are you happy with how Suburban have done, and
Again, I think you're happy not to lose the match, so that's looking at it positively. There's definitely things to improve on. The first half was very chippy in terms of giving the ball away a lot, especially without much pressure under them.
Yep.
They did have a good start to the second half, especially hitting the ball over the top a couple times and getting Corey Bent a bit more involved. But after that, first 10 minutes of the second half, it's been all Feildians really. And even though they had the injury, they were actually the ones who got on the front foot after that injury. So if I'm Ollie Hewish, I'm happy again not to lose, but I'm demanding more from my players going into the second game.
And if you're Bernie Manning from Feildians, what positives are you taking away from this one?
Oh, I think you're very happy with the performance. You're away from home, and that's the other thing about Suburban. You know, they're playing in front of a home crowd here on a field that they're comfortable with. So that's why, as a coach, I'd be disappointed with just the point. But on the Feildian side of things, they're away from home. They got the support. They've had the better chances. They've been unlucky not to convert. Really good game to build on for the rest of the tournament.
And the end of an entertaining game for the most part. I must say I really enjoyed it.
Definitely, and it ends 0-0 between Suburban FC and the Feildians Athletic here in day one of the Toyota National Championships. We hope to see you again tomorrow as we have more matches between the men's and the women's. But tune in on the Canada Soccer. Follow us on Twitter and on YouTube as well. And Anthony, it's been great being here with you today,
man.
and looking forward to seeing you again in one of the future days.
Yeah, this has been my first time doing any kind of commentary stuff, and I appreciate you being so gentle with me. So it's been a lot of fun, and I must say I've been really impressed with this first day. Not just this game, but I've been, as I mentioned, I was watching quite a few of the games online there, and the quality and the level here is exceptional.
Definitely. That's all for us today. It's Marvin Okello and Anthony Abbott. Thank you for tuning in to day one of the Toyota National Championships.